Yo guys, and welcome to this video here covering the first match of the European Promo-Relegation tournament. We're here with our first match of the day between Endpoint and Solari here. Endpoint obviously being the RLCS team, Solari making a great run through the RLRS, and they're now here looking to get that promotion to the RCS for season 10, but it's Endpoint here who clear this ball downfield with Relating Wave, who that is looking for a follow now, trying to serve the offense. A Demo coming out to open up the space. He fakes one, rolling it in front of net, and in comes Nachatel to slam this ball home here for Endpoint, starting off out in front here, bringing the game to Solari. Exactly what we want to see from the RLCS teams here. Is that Demo was a great play to open up the space and get Relating Wave into this position even on low boost, and then this fake is absolutely brilliant. The miss on the wall, a costly error there. We saw a few of them in the first match of the North American Promo-Relegation tournament, where the RLRS team was making a few silly errors which was costing them. We've seen one here there on the wall. It's Endpoint to strike first in game one. Solari now looking to take this ball out of their defensive zone and copy what Endpoint did in transition onto offense to find a goal. As this ball's cleared downfield, Exotic bumps one out of the way, and then this clear goes straight back to Exotic here, who just rolls this one in. Brilliant counter-attacking goal. Endpoint just getting caught too far downfield. Exotic realizing there's just one man on the backfield, just goes straight for Relating Wave to open up the space here for his teammate to come in, and he does brilliantly well to get the bomb, and which opens up the space. Virtuoso does well to get back here. However, he just clears this ball trying to find the corner, but gives it straight over to Exotic here, who just comes in and rolls that ball home into the wide empty net. Virtuoso perhaps could have done better with that clear, but it was a difficult position. Solari equalise. The ball now loose here up on the side wall, as this ball will be picked up by Kieran, tapped into the middle to himself. The pass over to Exotic, and coming in, reading off the back wall is Melo Shisu. What a finish from Melo Shisu here, dropping it into the corner. Solari, this is great passing play between them, but Endpoint here, you can see all three of them, they've just backed off way too far here, just opened up the space, nobody going off that passing lane. They got the ball clear out of defense, but then all stayed back. Somebody needed to push and challenge, and that is a great hit by Exotic onto the back wall. Virtuoso absolutely stranded in net, and Melashisu with the perfect finish there into the bottom corner, absolutely unsavable, and it's Solari that have the lead. Just over a minute and a half gone now. Solari look to get this ball clear as Endpoint look to get back into this one and put the pressure on. The long clear comes out over to Exotic, who will just put this one on net, and he'll go straight in for Solari. Melashisu with a brilliant pass out of defense here. Endpoint again just extending too far downfield and leaving themselves open for the counter attack. As you can see, Relating Wave and Virtuoso trying to get back, but the ball can obviously travel faster than them. That's a brilliant pass out in front from Melashisu. Nachatel not far enough back either. It goes straight over his head, and the perfectly timed flip for Exotic means that ball would just roll in for Solari. They're just applying so much pressure to Endpoint, and they can't handle it, and then they catch them on the counter when Endpoint try and get to them. It's 3-1. Endpoint now looking to get this ball clear here as Virtuoso drops it down into the midfield. However, he only gives out possession, but on the counter attack, Nachatel's shot will just go straight in here. Endpoint usually play more defenses. This is more what we expect from them, but they've been more aggressive in this game and it's not worked for them. They've been caught out on the counter, but they've gone back to their old style here, invited Solari in, and then the long clear downfield from Nachtal as all three Solari players pushed downfield. Kieran there just diving at that ball unnecessarily there. He was the last man back. He had to get a touch, comes up with nothing, and it means that ball will just roll all the way in there for Endpoint. Much better from them. However, it won't be enough in this game one. Solari are able to see this one out and take the first game win. They're 1-0 up in the series. We move into game two then here, and Exotic in control of this ball on the side wall. However, he's low on boost here, so loses possession as it pops up high into the midfield. Melishisu's touch also gives up possession. Then on the counter attack here, off of that pass from Kieran, Melishisu will just put this ball in for Solari. Solari just playing Endpoint at their own game here. They were playing a bit more aggressive in game one, but now they just decided to sit back, wait for Endpoint to push forward, as Endpoint are uncomfortable with this, and then catch them on the counter, which they've executed perfectly here. It's a great hit from Kieran downfield, and Melishisu just ready and waiting, rolls that ball in here. Endpoint have got to be careful not to get dragged in. Solari have the lead in game two. Endpoint now looking to push downfield then here as they hunt for this equaliser, though they've got to be careful not to get caught on the counter as this ball looks to bounce off the back wall. It's taken away though there. Melishisu then just putting this ball on net, and it will go in. Exotic picks out a great pass here over to Melishisu on the side wall, and Endpoint, as I said, needed not to get caught out pushing too far forward, but that's exactly what happened. Solari have got their tactics absolutely spot on so far in this series. Draw Endpoint forward so they're uncomfortable, and then just catch them on the counter, and this is a great hit from Melishisu out of the way of Nachtal on the backfield. He can't get around to it. It'll bounce all the way in, and Solari able just to see this lead out to take game two. They were very good at seeing out their leads in the rival series, and they brought it into this tournament. The first two games they've seen out leads from difficult positions. They're 2-0 up in the series. Into game three then here, and this ball is high up in the midfield, completely loose, nobody in possession. We picked up by Nachtal, who wins the 50 with Melishisu. Then on the follow-up, Virtuoso coming off the battle, can't find a double, but the follow-up from Relating Wave will go in there for Endpoint. It's a great win on the 50 by Nachtal to give his team possession in the midfield in a 2-on-1 situation here. And Virtuoso gets a great hit off the back wall. So unlucky not to find that double touch. But great speed from Relating Wave coming in here. Beats Exotic to that ball and slams it into the roof of the net. Nothing the defender on the goal line can do. Exactly the response we want to see from Endpoint as they look to get back into this series here. They're 1-0 up in game three. Solari, however, not ready to give up on this game yet as they look to come back here and get an equalising goal. They're on the attack at this point. However, the miss will look to open up a space, but it's a great recovery touch, and the follow-up from Exotic will go in there for Solari. Absolute chaos in the corner here as that ball was missed there by Exotic, but Kieran's follow-up touch, Kieran missed it, sorry, my bad. Exotic bails him out though here with a great touch off the wall there into the middle. Kieran, this is a great touch to beat out Relating Wave, just first to react to the bounce, reading it perfectly, flicking it on off the wall round Relating Wave there, strands Nachtal in net, and Exotic coming in, lands perfectly next to the ball to come in and just tap that ball home there behind the defender on the goal line. A great response from Solari, and it's 1-0. A goal at this point in the game would surely be the winner in this one. Endpoint will not want to give this one up because we know what Solari are like at defending their leads. They look to push forward here, Endpoint, and see out and try and put pressure on this defensive play from Solari. However, it's a great clearance downfield over to Melashis, who just bounces one off the wall round, and it's actually going to go straight in there for Solari. Kieran, this is a great pass out of defense here to pick out Melashis. Solari have these transitional plays from defense onto offense absolutely on point, and they're catching Endpoint out so often here. Endpoint need to tighten up on this defense here as this ball just bounces around the wall. The miss there, so costly for Endpoint. Not what you want to see at this point. The pressure maybe just getting to them slightly here as this ball ends up just bouncing all the way in. No real attacking threat it seemed on that play, but it's gone in for Solari, and as we'd expect, they're able to see out this lead, which they're so good at doing, and they take game 3, so they're now 3-0 up in the series. As we move into game 4 then here, Solari looking to see out this series. It's one of the most difficult things to do in Pro Rocket League. Endpoint, maybe this is where their experience will come in key, as they will be able to apply pressure to Solari and see if they crumble here. But just over 20 seconds in, it's Solari they're looking to try and start on the front foot and start out in the right way, as this weak clear here is taken round into the middle by Meloshisu. The miss then will be put in by Exotic here. Solari starting out exactly as they would have wanted. It's a great ball across from Meloshisu. Virtuoso's clear just too weak, and he rolls this ball all the way round in front of net, takes it round Nachtel, and Relating Wave just can't come up with a touch there. It's just too high and too far away. It's a perfectly picked out pass, and Exotic coming in at the back post rolls that one into the empty net. It's going to be a long way back now for Endpoint, because Solari have the lead in game 4. Endpoint now pushing forward here as they look for this equaliser in game 4, which they have to come up with if they want to stay alive in this series. Virtuoso goes for this ball off the wall, plays a brilliant infield pass here towards the middle where Nachtal is in position for a free shot on challenge. However, he just misses entirely there, and Relating Wave gets demoed there by the player rotating back for Solari, which will leave them open on the backfield here. And this ball will be carried downfield by Meloshisu over to Exotic, back to Meloshisu, and he'll go in here for Solari. They've got the winner. It's a brilliant counter-attacking play. The demo from Meloshisu there to open up the space as he took Relating Wave out of the game. However, Nachtal, I'm sure he'd want that one back off of that pass from Virtuoso, as it was a great position for the equaliser here, and that's a great pass by Meloshisu to take Virtuoso out of the game. Play it over to Exotic, who then hits it straight back to Meloshisu, who just flicks this one round Relating Wave and into the side netting there. Solari double their advantage, and yes, they will see out this lead to the end of game 4 then here, and take the series win. Every time Solari had the lead in this series, they were able to see it out and take the game win. So Endpoint should have been more careful, and whoever Solari have to play next will need to be aware of this. But Endpoint, it was a poor performance from them. You just got drawn in to this Solari play. They moved down to the lower half of the bracket, but Solari move on to the next round of the upper half of the bracket with this series win 4-0. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I also hope you tune in for the rest of this week's videos, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.